And today is week 2 of the weekly angel card readings. So this week I am using Doreen Virtue's fairy cards, fairy tarot oracle deck actually. It's a wonderful little deck. I love this. I love the energy of this deck. I highly recommend it. Just really happy, light-hearted kind of energy. And it just sort of felt like that's what we needed this week. So I'm just going to do a little shuffle here, and I'm going to do 3 cards this week as opposed to last week we only did the 1 card. So, but just tuning in this morning, one thing that I have noticed is that the energy seems to be a little bit lighter than it was last week and previous few weeks especially. So it seems like things are lightening up a little bit. Still feeling a little bit of the residuals of the chaos that was going on, but it's a little bit better. One of the things that I really kind of tuned in on and picked up on was it kind of almost feels like the energy is a little bit dormant right now, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes we need a little bit of quiet after the storm, and it seems that we kind of went through a wee bit of a storm for the past little while, so having a little bit of, like, you know, mellow, relaxed energy is not a bad thing. So I'm just going to kind of do a few more shuffles here and just see what comes up. Oh, 1 card's wanting to show up already. Okay. Oops. Oh, I'm getting my cards all mixed up here. Oops. I have to flip those around. A couple more shuffles. And, okay, let's see what we got here. This one, and let's see what we get here. Okay, so, alright, so the first card that comes up is the 10 of Spring. I don't know if you can see that very well, but the words, I'm going to kind of go through what it talks about here. Ask for help from others, all work and no play, being weighed down by too many responsibilities. This is sort of where we're coming from. So it's in the position of the past. So these are the energies from the past few weeks, you know, the energies that we're coming out of. And I don't know about you, but we've been forced to kind of not go this stretch alone and asking for help. I know there's a lot of other people out there that have a hard time asking for help, myself included. And that last bit of craziness, if you weren't asking for help, you would have had a really hard time getting through it. I know this from experience because I'm not the greatest at that. So I'll work a new play. Well, that pretty much speaks for itself, because there was as much outer work as there was inner work going on, and whether or not you were actually actively doing any inner work, it was being done regardless of whether you wanted to or not. It was forcing us to dig up all of our old stuff and doing a lot of our inner work to kind of heal and move that stuff along. If you haven't done any of that inner work yet, you're going to need to, because you're going to need to sort of expel all that old garbage and all that old energy, and all that stuff that was being dredged up from the past is still going to need to be released and healed. So I recommend doing some work with Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael. Michael is responsible. He kind of helps with digging up all the stuff and helping you to bring it to the surface, and also bringing it out and then transmuting it into divine lighting healing. And then you bring Raphael in to help fill up your energy field with healing energy, and so that you can be basically cleansed and healed from all that stuff that's been dug up. The other little bit of this, it says being weighed down by too many responsibilities. So it really has been feeling that there's just been too much going on, and, you know, the weight of the world and all that. So a lot of this is just about letting that go. Notice on the picture here, there's a picture of a lady she's got a couple of baskets she's carrying, you know, sort of like with a big giant stick that's over her shoulders, and it's kind of weighing her down quite a bit. And sort of above that, so if you see, so you can see you can see that very well, but you can see the baskets here, and then there's this little thing that goes over her shoulders, so it's weighing down on her shoulders. And then, but you get this little light being here, this little fairy critter in the corner here that's bringing light. So this is where the healing comes in. This is where it's, you know, the fairies are reminding us to lighten our load. We don't need to carry this stuff with us. So, like I said, this is the position of the past, but if you haven't done this stuff already, you're going to need to start doing it now. Otherwise, you're going to be carrying all that old stuff into what's coming down the road, and you don't want to be doing that because it's going to get harder and harder and harder to deal with, to live with, and consequently to heal it as we go through the next little while. The next card is the Seven of Summer. All right, here's the picture. It's a little bit kind of getting a lot of reflection there, but so this is really neat. I love the image on this. We have a picture of this fairy guy, and he's kind of beaming a rainbow, sparkling rainbow light out of his hand. And to me, the feeling that comes from that is just there's a lot of new energy coming in, and it's very healing. It's very positive, very light. And that's what's going to start to come in. It's starting, just starting to come in now, but it's really going to start coming in over the next days, weeks, maybe even months, to kind of counteract everything that's been really heavy and dark for the past little while. I'll read what it says in the bottom. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from over-analyzing the options. So, again, from the previous energies that we've just come through, there's been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of changes, you know, jobs ending, relationships changing, you know, things like that. Other things coming to end. Nothing new, like for the past few weeks, nothing new has been coming in other than these new energies. But now we're getting ready to start planting some seeds for the new to come in. But some of these things you're going to have to make some choices, so they might be hard choices. So you really need to make those choices and not getting your head about it. So this is all about tuning in, doing what your heart feels is right, not what this thing, because this thing can sometimes steer us wrong and we start to overthink everything. And that's not going to help the situation. This is a really strong time. We talked about last week a lot about following the divine guidance. Well, this is where it really, really comes in. We have to really follow and trust our instincts and get out of our heads. Okay, so doing some meditation, doing some work with the angels, things like that, that's going to help you to get to that quiet, still place so that you can actually feel what you really want or need, so that you can make those choices and move forward. This is a time this is not a time to get stuck in your stuff. This is a time for bringing in the new, allowing these new energies to come in so that you can actually move forward in your life in a healthy, healing way. So, yeah, and then the big thing here is allowing those new energies to come in to make those shifts for you, to help you make those shifts. If you block it, if you're still stuck in the old stuff, that new energy is not going to come in and you're going to stay stuck. And what I'm sensing is that it's going to take longer and be more difficult for you to move through it if you don't kind of release this sort of stuck feeling and just let it go and allow what is to just be. The Nine of Summer, so the third card, so that the second card was sort of where things are right now, or where we're starting to move into. The third card represents what's coming forward. So the Nine of Summer. Okay, so we got a lot of little bits of light in here, some nice energy here. Wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. So what I really get strongly with this is if we are able to heal from the past and let go of all that old stuff, make these decisions, relax, follow our instincts, we're able to move forward, and all of those things we planted seeds for over the past few months, maybe even the past few years, are going to start to come to light. So, you know, the magic starts to come in. Right now what I'm seeing in this picture is it's still kind of dark in the background, so it's going to be a little while before the light really starts to shine in, but the light is starting to come in now. So over the next, what I'm getting next couple of weeks, next few weeks maybe, we're going to start to see the light start to shimmer, and allow that light to kind of take over and allow yourself to just be in that energy. And the more you focus on that light, that healing energy, the more it's going to come in, and the more you're going to, you know, it's kind of like planting a garden. You have to have sunlight to plant the garden. So if you don't get enough sunlight, it's not going to grow. So we need to allow that sunlight, that energy to come in so that we can actually move forward, and those seeds that we've planted over the past little while will actually germinate and grow to a beautiful garden, which, you know, which is where the wishes come true, dreams fulfilled part of things comes in. So anything that you've been working towards is going to start happening but only if you allow it to, only if you allow the light to come in, only if you let go of the confusion and stop over analyzing things, you know, and just do the healing work, the inner work that you need so that you can move forward. So those are the keys right there. So we'll just do a little kind of overview back again. So old energies are letting go, needing to do the healing work, bringing in light in, and stop procrastinating, make the decisions, you know, go with your instincts, follow your intuition. And when you can do all of that, the light will start to shine and the garden will grow, so to speak. And the wishes and dreams will come true over the next few days, weeks, months, even years. These aren't just short-term goals. These are like the big goals and dreams that we're talking about. So that's the reading for this week. And I don't even know what the dates are. Yesterday was the 23rd. So the week starting May 23rd, going till whatever date it is. I've lost track now. But that's the reading for this week. I hope you enjoyed. If you do have any questions or comments, please feel free to make them down below. And please do subscribe so that you get the weekly notifications of when these come out and other videos come out as well. And we'll see you next week.